All right, shifting focus to the latest on the Russia-Ukraine war. It's Russia's defense ministry that says its troops have taken another village in Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia region. Hundreds of buildings in Ukrainian capital were left without power after a barrage of Russian attacks. Russia's army chief has visited the troops on the front lines and said that Kremlin's forces seized a dozen eastern villages in February despite tough winter conditions. The visit by Russian army chief also comes days before US mediated talks with Kiev in Geneva.
The East Force Group is advancing in the eastern part of the Zaporizhzhia region. In an attempt to halt our advance, the enemy command has redeployed its most trained assault units from other areas to this area. The group's units are confidently repelling enemy attacks. Enemy units are suffering significant losses. In February, the settlements of Starukrainka, Pridorozhnoye, Zaliznichnoye, and Tsvetkovo, within the East Force Group's area of responsibility, came under our control.
Russia controls about 70% of the Zaporizhzhia region, but battle lines have been largely static since 2022 until recent Russian advances. The general also said that Moscow's troops were moving in the direction of Slovyansk and were expanding the security zone in border areas of Sumy and Kharkiv regions.
The North Troop Grouping continues expanding the security zone in the border areas of Sumy and Kharkiv regions. The forces of the Southern Grouping are advancing towards Slovyansk.
The pace of Moscow's advance picked up in autumn, but Russia has not reached its goal to seize the Donetsk region in 4 years of war. Russia demands that Kiev must withdraw from the Donetsk region for any deal to end the conflict, the terms which are unacceptable to Ukraine. Parallelly, Ukraine's army said that it had hit a key oil terminal and also an air defense system in southern Russia near Crimea. Ukraine said that the strike was part of measures to reduce the offensive and economic potential of Russian forces. In fact, the governor of the Russian border region of Bryansk said that 5 municipalities and part of regional capital were left without heat as well as electricity this is after an attack on Sunday. He also briefed that more than 100 firefighters have been deployed in the area and were also deployed earlier to extinguish several fires in the aftermath of this attack. On the other hand, authorities in Kiev have said that around over 1,000 residential buildings and 500 other buildings were still without heat in capital after an overnight Russian attack. Ukraine's deputy prime minister has said that Russian strikes had also damaged railroad infrastructure in the southern region of Odessa and central eastern region of Dnipropetrovsk. Parallel to this, preparations have been underway in Geneva for another round of US-brokered peace talks between envoys from Russia and Ukraine. The Russian state news agency has reported that the issue of an energy ceasefire will be raised during the talks that are scheduled for 17th as well as 18th of February this month.